Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Texas Bluebonnet Homestead. My name is Brittany, and thank you for clicking on today's video. Today, we are under the oak tree garden bed, and I found a little bit of space behind me. And you know what that means as a gardener. You find a little bit of space, you're going to find something to plant in it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be planting up 3 shrub roses, and I can't wait to tell you the varieties that I have. In the color, if you guys watch the channel, you kind of know what color I like. Um, but I found a little bit of space behind the oak tree garden bed, y'all. Now, right now it's about 1:30. It's the high of the day. So it's probably not smart of me to be out here planting in the high of the day. But guess what? We got to get it done. I'm in a shaded area. Now I am breaking a little bit of a sweat, but we're going to go ahead and get it done. I'm not trying to be out here longer than an hour. So let's get into the video so I can show you the beautiful roses that I have. Alrighty guys, so this is the space that we created behind this garden bed, okay? We did have some extra limestone pavers in the backyard, so I decided to bring them up front and use them as a border since I'm already using them around this oak tree. Now, the first rose that we're going to plant is the Atlash shrub rose. I decided to pick this rose because it's going to stay low as far as height. It's going to get about 3 feet tall and about 3 feet wide. This is like a peachy coral, kind of peachy apricot color rose, and I thought it would be nice to just kind of grow right in front of the hedge of this border. Then I have another rose that we're going to put in the back, and I'll tell you about that one in just a moment. Okay, so let me go ahead and dig these 2 holes for these roses, and I'll be back to tell you about the second rose. Whew, that was some hard work, y'all. It is not hot outside. It's just very, very humid, and I am sweating profusely. So let's go ahead and get these roses planted so that we can go inside. All right, so I'm just going to start off by putting a little garden soil here at the bottom. It was very hard to get these holes dug because there's so many roots down here, and also the gas line is on this side. So I didn't want to use an auger with fear of hitting it. So I had to just do some manual labor today. So I put a little bit of rose garden soil down there because it's a little more acidic. And I'm going to go ahead and add some of the Biotone Starter Plus at the bottom of that plant as well. And I just added about 2 to 3 tablespoons of that. So it's getting ready to rain again. So that's why I wanted to come out here on my lunch break. I mean, I just have to seize the opportunity. So I'm just going to break up some of this soil at the bottom of the plant. All right, just to expose the roots. Not because that's anything special to do, but because this hole is not that deep. So I wanted to do that. And then the soil here does not drain well, which is why I have the rose garden soil. This is a Miracle Grow bag. This worked really good on my roses that I have planted in the backyard from last year. So I'm just going to use the same. I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm not going to change up and do anything different.
All right, I wanted to come online and just provide you with a little information about this beautiful, beautiful Atlas rose. Look at that peachy color and that dark green foliage. I chose this rose because it was very versatile. It has a very strong rose fragrance, and it's also disease resistant. As mentioned previously, it grows about 3 feet tall and 3 feet wide. This is an easy care, no spraying required, no need for fussy pruning, okay? It blooms for a long time. This is going to bloom from the summer to the fall. This can be used as a border plant, as I'm using here, a container, in containers because it grows in a upright position, but also it's also a cut flower, so I can't wait to use that. Okay, now behind this Atlas rose, we're going to go ahead and get the Lady of Shallot English shrub rose planted. This rose is going to grow about 5 feet tall and about 4 feet wide. And look at that beautiful orange color. Now, the color difference between the two, this one is going to be a really, really vibrant orange color. It's going to have a red hue to it. So I can't wait to see how that look. The foliage is going to range from dark green to that chartreuse color. So that's going to be a little fun to add a little bit of texture to this dark area back here. Now, this rose is also repeat blooming, but it's going to begin to send out blooms in March, and then it'll have another flush of blooms in June. So I can't wait. Now the scent for this one is going to have that medium tea scent. So I think with the Atlas rose having that strong rose fragrant and this Lady of Shallot having that mild tea fragrant is going to pair beautifully together. But I hope you like them, and I hope you go and check them out if this is something that you're interested in purchasing.
Okay, now that I have both roses planted, I'm just going to go ahead and get them fed and then go ahead and spray them. This right here, what I'm using is Bio Advanced. This is a 3 systemic product in one. It's fertilizer, insect control, and disease control. So because we've been having such a rainy June, I decided to go with that, guys. It is thundering, and I'm sure it's going to begin to rain. I feel the draft already, so let me hurry. I'm not going to be able to prune all of these tree limbs that I dug out of the ground today because it's going to rain. So I need to go ahead, and I still have one more rose that I need to get planted. So let's go ahead and get this watered in. I'm not going to do a deep watering today because it's supposed to rain. Okay, so I don't need to do a deep watering. Also, I know the soil level is going to decrease, and then what I'm going to do is come back later on, maybe later in the week, and go ahead and put some cardboard paper in this area, prune all of these old limbs, and then just put some mulch on top to make it look nice and fresh. I am putting about a gallon of water on each one. This is a 2-gallon watering container. All right, on to the next and last rose.
Now, before I got to planting our last rose of the day, I wanted to show you a rose that I planted a few days ago. This is the Princess Charlene de Monaco. Look at that beautiful rose. She is going to range from a light apricot to a light pink color. I'm working all the colors in together. There's a method to my madness. Now, she's going to get about 5 feet tall and about 2 to 3 feet wide. This is a cutting rose, and I picked it because it has a sweet perfume fragrance, and it is a repeat bloomer. It is going to bloom from spring to fall. Now, this rose has to be in full sun, so this is why I placed it along the driveway. But another reason is it's a cutting rose. But look at her. Isn't she a beauty? I just had to show you guys this rose before we moved on.
All right, we are off to our last rose that we're going to get to plant in this hour. So what I'm going to do, This is some old potting soil that I had in this pot that another rose was in. We've already sifted through this to ensure that there weren't any grubs or anything in the pot. So all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of biostarter at the bottom of this planter just to give it just a little bit of nutrients. Okay. All right, and we're just going to add this baby right on in there.
Now, I just realized that I didn't let you know the name of this beautiful rose. This is a Carding Mill English shrub rose. This rose is going to throw off colors of apricot, pink, yellow with a final impression of orange. It is going to get about 4 feet in height and about 3 feet wide. So this is a great rose to place in a pot. This is also a repeat flowering and a cut rose, which is why I selected it. Now, you want to place this in a sunny location. Guys, this is just such a beautiful rose. If this is something you're interested in, definitely head to David Austin. I even saw it on Heirloom Roses as well.
All right, let's go ahead and get this one treated. I'm going to get this baby watered in. I have learned how to clean up my mess also. I have learned that little trick. Well, thank you all so much for clicking on today's video. I am really glad I was able to get those roses planted into the ground. Because of all the rain we've been experiencing, it's been hard to get out here and get everything planted. But hey, we gave ourselves an A today because we were able to get out in this yard and get it done. Thank you so much for tuning in to Texas Bluebonnet Homestead. You all have a great day. Bye-bye.